What's going on, guys? Hurricane here. Today we will be spectating my good friend again, Downbeat83. They're in a T-72 Bravo, the 1989 version. It's a 10.3, rank 7. His team consists of USA and Russia. The other team has Germany, Japan, China, and Sweden. And he's playing Conquest in Abandoned Factory. Now, these videos are to help you guys out by providing a hindsight point of view. Hopefully this shows you what works and what doesn't work. So this is Conquest again, so there is only the one cap that he's gonna have to focus on. Um, and it looks like this vehicle is not spaded whatsoever. It looks like it is a stock vehicle. Looking at the round that he has, it's a Heat FS, which is not going to be good at these top tier battles. It is going to be tough, especially because it just doesn't do anything. You're literally just pinging like little plinking people, and it doesn't do much unless you're able to hit a light vehicle. But it's very difficult to, of course, find light vehicles and focus on them individually. But alas, it looks like he is going right up into usually where the A cap is for domination. And it looks like there's a couple vehicles over up on top of this side. I was trying to figure out what he's looking at right here. Right there, gets the cannon barrel and a little bit of the breach, and also one other crew member on that one. Good shot on him. Does see? I like that he is using his third-person view to be able to like look to see what's out there rather than just straight pushing. He saw that that person was there before the smoke got popped and was able to get a good hit on that one with the heat FS right in the ammunition. There is somebody right here on his left, a CV90, a light vehicle. Takes him out. Perfect shot right in the ammunition. Man, I might be wrong about this heat FS because it is doing wonders right now for him. Another CV 90105, but there is somebody behind him that he does have to worry about. There it is. There's the shot that came in from behind. Unfortunate for him. It was a Type 90 Fuji, and you got to be careful again with those. But good couple hits already. Has 2 kills, 1 death. And it looks like the other team is currently capping the alpha cap. There it is, they are capping. But alas, he decides to come back in the T-72 Bravo 1989. And let's see what he's able to do with these guys. BMP-2Ms, another 2S38, Type 90. There's a Type 90 that hit him earlier. But it looks like they might be starting to get spawn camped. Hopefully not. He does have to be careful with that though, because I mean it is kind of you have to get out of this little factory thing, and you're on the bottom of the hill when somebody else can be able to use those walls up top. Now you got to be careful with again these top tier games, because especially if you have just a heat FS and the other team has their APF SDS, then they're able to shoot through those walls and hit you while hiding behind those walls, and you can't really see them. That's honestly something that I use. That's the tactic that I use, is to stay behind the wall and then shoot people through them. That way they don't know where I'm at first, and then, of course, afterwards, they're going to break down that wall. But it is a good tactic. That's why I don't like shooting down these walls. I know a lot of people love shooting down these walls. I don't, for that reason, because I like to use it to my advantage. Now, it is looking like the other team is holding on to that cap. They are doing very well on being a defensive on it. And that's what you kind of have to think about, especially with this Conquest type battle, that you need to make sure you have an even amount of people on the cap itself fighting for it, as well as flanking. CV109 right there, good shot on him, crew knocked out, got that shot. However, he did get hit by somebody from behind from the cap. It looked like that Leopard 284 was one that hit him. Not able to see him. Look at that direct line of sight right on him. It finishes him off. So he was able to get an additional kill and then also an assist, but it looks like half his and again, this is kind of the last time that I watched him, he was able to stay in, and he does stay in an SU-25 that also looks to, what does he have? What does he have on this bad boy? Yeah, 2 R60s and S8 K0s. Very dangerous, very dangerous. Good for him, but very dangerous for the other team. Hopefully he's able to knock out the majority of the team. But again, this is what you're going to see as a plane. This is what you see as a cast. And that's something that I didn't realize at first, is you don't really get to see much. You don't get to mark people as you normally do in Air RB. You're able to mark them and kind of switch between people. You'd see that's what you see, and you have to focus on these little dots. And that's one thing that I did like about honestly the seed events, is that this is the site that you see. You don't get to see everything that you normally do, or people aren't really marked. You're focused on just absolutely using your radar, using your, your view, and trying to get in those things. But it looks like he is trying to take out the air without really focusing on the grounds. He does shoot off some rockets just because he can. But it looks like he is going to be turning around. A little laggy on that one, but hopefully he's able to turn around and start helping out his teammates that are on the floor. Not really many other people out in the air right now, but it looks like his team is halfway done, but they're still fighting. They're still fighting, absolutely. And you can see the majority of their team is um, in the center line where the cap is at, and that's basically what you have to kind of focus on. Shoots off on the Christian, knocks the Christian 2 out. Beautiful on that one. And now he's just having to try to get away from the AA. And pops a couple flares. Now, he is given his broadside right here. I would absolutely not do that. However, unfortunate for him, he does get taken out by a Z19. I think that's a AA. And that's what, I mean, if you're going to be coming in with a plane or the cast, and especially if you start rocketing people, you got to get out of the way. You got to move out of the way first and then get your A or get your height back up again. But what's going on, guys? Hurricane here. Just wanted to take a quick break from the video. I appreciate you guys subscribing and watching these videos, liking and commenting as well. My goal is to improve the video quality from 1080p to all the way to 4K. I want to be able to justify getting better equipment, so I am reaching 1,000 subscribers. If you guys are able to help me out with that, subscribing if you can, sharing it with your friends, and commenting and liking. All these videos are free. I don't charge for anything, and I don't charge for you able to spectate your video to post it on here and give you guys also some shout outs as well. So everything is appreciated, and back to the game. He decides to come back in a 2s6, and let's see if he's able to kind of hopefully do something. Majority of his team is gone, but again, this is a game of attrition. It's a lot of the team is still in, they're still fighting. The other team is slowly one by one leaving the match, and that does help out Downbeat a lot. But his team has to start pushing that A cap. There it is, starts shooting at the plane. You got to lead it a little bit. Beautiful, got the lead and took out that F4EJ. Beautiful on that guy. And then, however, gets taken out by a Sturv. So the Swedish guy took him out on that one. But I mean, he's kind of going 1-for-1 on deaths and kills. He has 3 ground kills and 1 air kill, but has died 4 times. And that's kind of something that's gonna be uh, a downfall, if I may say. Takes a shot on the Swede, does a ricochet. Hopefully he still has spawn protection, does have spawn protection, and knocks out the crew and is able to take him out with the APFSDS. This is a weird one. This has a missile launcher. Very weird. But alas, he's still pushing in. Let's see what we got. Fuse, yeah, so the other team only has T-72 left, some AAs, and another vehicle over to his right, but it looks like his team is starting to push into the middle, and it looks like it's mostly Russian tanks, or they're mostly Russian teammates. There's one American team, which is Braced, Whisper 19 and XM 975. Everybody else is Russian. And that's kind of sad. Like, Americans, why are you quitting? American mains, please stay in the fight. It will help out you, your team, everybody. But alas, it looks like one of his teammates is pushing into that A cap. They are fighting the CV901, T-72 flak passes back over there. It looks like they also have a heli up in the air. Yeah, there it is, the Z19. The Z19 was the heli that shot his SU-25 down earlier. But looks like the T-72 is now decapping Alpha, but there's another T-72 from the other team that's coming in, so hopefully he's able to see that that's his teammate right there. And let's see if he's able to take out that other T-72. T-72 does hit his teammate, so hopefully he's able to rush in and kind of take him out. There he is. takes a shot, crew knocked out. I mean, Selenium versus Selenium. Selenium's gonna win, you know what I mean? But beautiful on him. Starts to cap the A cap, and now the other team is at a disadvantage. With a heli, a drone, an AA, and a plane. And if you've seen my stuff before, if you've seen my videos before, it's especially at these last couple bits, you got to start taking out your tanks. You got to start really fighting. He does get that cap, beautiful on him. So he has 5 ground kills, 1 air kill, a cap, 2 assists, and has died 4 times. But now we're in a positive kill death ratio, so that's good for him. And majority of his team is in. Still, it's actually there are now more people on his team than there are on the other team, which is good for him. Flag pass over on his left, may be able to do something. Takes a shot off, but isn't able to completely obliterate him. Able to reload, taking a couple more shots, and just 50 cows him. There's no need to do anything else. Or not 50 cows him, but MGs him. What do they do? 7.62s? And gets that kill. The other team only has a drone and a plane. There's that plane, the A5C. But I'll show you right here. Look at this. Look at this part right here. This team just has to hold out and not die. Good on Downbeat for helping out his teammate. If it's feasible, help out your teammate. That A5 is gone. Comrade Raccoon does come back in an Alkaleed 1, so you do have to be careful with that. But again, there's only the Alkaleed and the drone. Drone is now gone. But it looks like his team is winning this by attrition, by just staying in. And that's the biggest part. There's the Alkaleed. Got to be careful with that. Every death, especially now, counts. You got to be careful. Takes a shot at him. Hopefully he's able to have a teammate help him out with that T-72. Perfect. His teammate that he repaired, that he helped repair, took out the Alkaleed, and the only thing the other team has now is the other Swedish guy, Disturb 121, unless Comrade Raccoon comes back. However, his teammate does die. But look at that. Look how close the match was. Look how close it was, and they take that win. Beautiful. So, what did you learn? Did you learn anything? What I've seen that can be improved is it's just tough with stock vehicles. You're not really going to be able to do much with stock vehicles, and having the heat FS and not all the upgrades on it. So it is what it is. It's kind of tough, but he did come back into the vehicles that were spaded and dominated the majority of it. I like that he did repair one of his teammates, and that again helped him out to win the game. Because at the end of the day, it's not about your personal kill death ratio. It's about the team's win rates, or like just winning the game itself. Winning the game gets you more XP or more research points and more silver lions. Like and comment your tips and suggestions. Subscribe if you want to see more spectating videos. If you want me to spectate your video, send me your username and the session ID for the replay you want me to spectate. Otherwise, I will spectate a random video. Have a good one.